I never thought I'd be telling this story. Not because it's dramatic, not because it's shocking, but because for a long time, I didn't even want to admit it to myself. You see, when I first came to Thailand, I wasn't looking for love. I was looking for peace, a reset, a break from the life I had back home. Years of stress, work, routine, pressure. I was exhausted. In Thailand felt like the opposite of all that. Warm weather, friendly people, affordable living, a slower pace of life. For the first time in years, I felt relaxed. And honestly, that feeling alone can make you vulnerable. Because when life finally starts feeling good again, you stop questioning things. That's exactly what happened to me. At first, everything felt harmless. I explored places around Bangkok and later spent more time in Pattaya. I met people, made friends, started enjoying the lifestyle. And then, I met her. She was calm, soft-spoken, easy to talk to. Nothing felt forced. And that's what made it dangerous. Because the connection felt real. She listened when I spoke. She checked on me during the day. She made me feel important again. If you've ever felt lonely for a long time, you know how powerful that feeling can be, especially in a foreign country. You don't just connect emotionally, you connect psychologically. The person becomes comfort, routine, safety. And before you realize it, you start depending on that feeling. At first, there were no obvious red flags, no big warning signs. Everything happened slowly, naturally. She helped me navigate things locally, translated conversations, recommended places, explained cultural differences, and honestly, I appreciated it, because when you're new somewhere, you trust people who make life easier. That trust grows quickly, too quickly. A few months later, I started spending more money than usual. Nothing extreme in the beginning. Dinner here, shopping there, helping with small problems. And every time I helped, I told myself the same thing. She cares about me. That's the illusion many people fall into, not because they're stupid, but because emotions change perception, especially when attention and affection are involved. Then came the bigger requests, family problems, unexpected emergencies, financial stress, and every story sounded believable. Why? Because by that point, I was emotionally invested. And once emotions take over, logic becomes quieter. I started ignoring the small inconsistencies, moments that didn't fully make sense, stories that changed slightly, behavior that felt different depending on the situation. But I kept justifying everything, because admitting the truth would have meant admitting I was wrong, and nobody wants to feel foolish, especially not in love. One thing people don't understand about situations like this is that they rarely feel like scams in the beginning. That's why they work. It feels personal, real, emotional. That's what makes it powerful. Now let me be clear, not every relationship in Thailand is fake, not even close. There are genuine people, real couples, real love stories. But there are also situations built around opportunity, and if you don't understand the difference, you can lose more than money. You can lose clarity, confidence, trust in yourself. That's the part nobody talks about, the emotional damage. Because after a while, you stop asking, did they use me? And you start asking, how did I not see it? That question stays with you long after the money is gone. For me, the turning point came slowly. Less communication, more distance, more excuses, and eventually, silence. That's when reality finally hit me. The connection I believed was deep was conditional. As long as support continued, everything felt perfect. But once things changed, so did the relationship. And that realization hurt more than the financial loss, because money can be earned again, but emotional trust, that takes longer to rebuild.
I remember sitting alone one night in Pattaya, watching people walk along the beach, music playing in the background, tourists laughing. Everything looked normal, but internally, I felt empty. And that's when I finally understood something important. Loneliness can make illusions feel real, especially in places where attention is easy to find. When someone makes you feel seen, it's easy to confuse attention with love, comfort with connection, affection with loyalty. And that confusion can become very expensive, not just financially, emotionally too. But here's the part that changed me. I stopped blaming Thailand, I stopped blaming culture, and I stopped blaming everyone else. Because the truth is, I ignored warning signs I didn't want to see. I rushed emotionally. I confused fantasy with reality, and most importantly, I gave trust without protection. That lesson changed how I see relationships completely. Now, I move slower, I observe more, I ask harder questions, and I separate emotion from decision-making. Because no matter where you are in the world, love without clarity can become dangerous, especially when loneliness is involved. So if you're traveling to Thailand or anywhere unfamiliar, enjoy the experience, meet people, build connections, live your life, but stay grounded, take your time, and never let emotions override common sense. Because sometimes what feels like love can actually be the most expensive illusion of your life. If you found this story meaningful, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more real, honest travel experiences. And if you've learned difficult lessons while traveling, share your thoughts in the comments. Stay smart, stay aware, and protect your peace.